Hey guys, what's going on? Best here, and it's time for another Call of Duty Ghost gameplay commentary. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my brand new idea that I want to get your opinion on about some MLG integration into the next Call of Duty. I want to see what you guys think, and I hope you enjoy the video. Here it is.
Hey yo, I once was a kid, all I had was a dream. More money, more problems. When I get it, I'ma pile it up. Now I'm dope, want the brand we can toast so fresh how we.
So I was sitting back trying to think how Black Ops 2 could actually be better, because in my opinion, especially after playing Call of Duty Ghosts, it is definitely by far my favorite Call of Duty in the series. And a lot of you are going to say, oh no, Fest, Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2, definitely the best. And I think everyone thinks that the first Call of Duty they actually played is the best, and that's just, it's not really the best. If you were to go back and play that game today, for example, I don't think you would say that game is the best. I think it's just a factor of nostalgia for everybody. So, Call of Duty 4 will always be close to my heart because it was the first Call of Duty I played, but I think Black Ops 2 by far is the best Call of Duty. It had great competitive scene, it had great competitive support, it had public matches were actually good until LMGs started getting abused a little bit towards the end. But in my opinion, that's the best Call of Duty. And I was sitting here wondering, it's pretty sad when Ghost is only 3 weeks into its life cycle, and you're already worried about the next Call of Duty. But I was wondering, how could they actually make, and I'm just going to go ahead and call it Black Ops 3 for the purpose of this video, how are they going to make Black Ops 3 any better? And I came up with a pretty cool idea. And I know League play for Black Ops 2 was Treyarch's own little system, and it was a great innovation on their part. But if you think about it, League play kind of was the gap between competitive and casual, and I think that's a really good idea. But if you take next gen, Call of Duty Ghosts, for example, has Extinction Mode, Squads Mode, and multiplayer. So I think this is doable hardware-wise. Okay, let me start off with that. So what I'm thinking is have that competitive type League play type of game mode, and that'll get casual players thinking competitively and get them better competitive stuff like Hardpoint, like CTF, like Search and Destroy did in Black Ops 2. But I was also thinking, why not have a new game mode? And this is pretty far out there, guys. I don't think it would ever happen just because Treyarch is Treyarch. Not saying they're bad, but I don't think it would ever happen. If they were to partner, though, think about this, consider this for a second. If they were to partner with MLG and actually have game battles integration in their game, so you have your public matches, you have your league play, and then you have this new thing where it would actually matchmake you with other players that would, with other teams, in fact, that would actually go towards your game battles rank. So it would be like going on the computer and finding a game battle for yourself, scheduling a game battle for yourself, but it would be a matchmaking process. It would affect your game battles rank, it would add points or subtract points depending on whether you won or lost, and I think it would work really well. Obviously there would be a few flaws, a few hurdles, in fact, that Treyarch would actually have to hop over. Some of those hurdles would definitely be actually updating the competitive role set. I know in Black Ops 2, they were pretty good about it for the most part in League play, updating the rule set. I know the Cap 40 at the very end was still in there, which was kind of a bummer. But for the most part, they did a pretty good job following the competitive rule set, and I really like Treyarch and respect Treyarch for doing that. But I think that would be one of the major hurdles. Another major hurdle would obviously be actually getting a partnership to actually have game battles integrated into the game. But I think this would raise the bar. I think, in my opinion, if they added something innovative like this to Black Ops 2 and just made a Black Ops 2.5, maybe even just bring, I would, if they had Raid, Standoff, and maybe Hijacked and Slums, I would go back to the game without a problem if they had all those maps coming back. Because those maps are so innovative. And you're going to say, oh, well, Fest, you have a problem with Dome. Dome is different. Competitive maps, if they're going to support competitive, I'm fine with it. Because competitive is just let me put it to you this way. Those maps were prime examples of great competitive maps. Dome was, you can argue it was or wasn't. I didn't really like Dome to begin with, but if they brought back Standoff or Raid as DLC, I would definitely buy the game. If they made a Black Ops 2.5 and just added this new feature with the next-gen technology and just updated the graphics maybe a little bit, not saying the graphics are bad or anything, but if they updated it, I would definitely buy this game. I think it would surpass Black Ops 2 as my best Call of Duty, my favorite Call of Duty. And I think it would be a very successful game. Because if you look at it, if you had League play, Game Battles, and Public Match, you would have the casual gamers covered. It would be a great casual game. They'd have their pub match to go into. If you wanted to play casual, you could go into pub match. If you wanted to play a little bit more competitive, at a more competitive level, but not MLG level, you could go into League play. There's a spot for you there. If you wanted to play at a pro level or really competitive level, you could go into the Game Battle section and you wouldn't have to go on their website. It would just be integrated right into the game. And I think it would be a win for not only MLG, but for Call of Duty, because people wouldn't have to go out of their way to get into Game Battles. I think the Game Battles numbers of people participating in Game Battles would actually really rise and benefit from this integration. And I really do believe that it would be mutually beneficial to both MLG and Call of Duty to actually integrate MLG into Call of Duty. Now, whether it'll happen or not, it's highly unlikely that it'll happen. I'm not making this video because it's rumored to happen. I'm just making this video because I think it would be cool, and I think it would be a really good idea for them to do it. But if they were to actually integrate MLG and Game Battles into Call of Duty, I think that'd be a really cool idea, and I just want to know what you guys think about this. Is this something you would be interested in? Is this something you would actually play? And what do you think Black Ops 3 should have? Do you think it should be more like Call of Duty Ghosts or more like Black Ops 2? Please leave your opinions in the comment section below. Leave a like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, peace out. Hope you enjoyed the video.